Hey everybody, happy Friday. Welcome to what I'm hoping is going to be a regular video series on this channel or Facebook group called Friday Lives. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on and get these videos, feel free to join the Facebook group. There is a link in the description. Also available is get to know you calls, 30-minute phone call where we get to know each other. I find out what you're dealing with. You can find out who I am a little bit more, and you can help tailor the content that I provide. That plus breakthrough calls are still available. Again, links down in the description. So today I want to talk about storytelling. And no, I don't mean reading to your kids, even though that is a great thing to do. That's not exactly what I'm talking about today. Today, what I'm talking about is that internal narrative that we all have in our heads that sometimes leads us to believe things that aren't necessarily true or take actions based upon something that may or may not be true. Um, Typically, these stories that we tell ourselves are not fact based. They are, however, very convincing. For example, something that I've struggled with that I'm recently getting over is when I can't get a hold of my teenage son, telling myself, "Oh, he's out gallivanting around doing this, doing that, drinking, doing drugs, um, gallivanting around town, doing things he's not supposed to do." That's me. That's internal to me. That's not necessarily true. In fact, most of the time after the fact, I discover that he was just his phone died, or he was swimming in the lake and his phone was on shore and he didn't have his phone, and he'd lost track of time. It's generally not this horrific, catastrophized story that I'm telling myself. And it typically closes our doors to other possibility and closes off our minds to other possible explanations for what's going on. Like I said, possibly their phone died and they're on their way home to come let you know, hey, I'm okay, but my phone died and I didn't have a way to charge it. It's happened. It happens to all of us. It happens to us adults. So, really, if we can get rid of those stories, we can start being more objective. Because those stories cause us to react, and not always in a good way. Typically, it's better that we don't react to those stories, because a lot of times those stories are based on our personal traumas or unresolved issues that we have in our own past. It may be something from when we were much younger and being raised. There may be something that's related to something in the middle years of our life. But typically, there's something that's a story that we're telling ourselves. It's related to some story in our past that we haven't dealt with. And it's coming up for us in these ways, in these stories, in the way we respond to our kids. They make us feel like there's a threat, but there's not really a threat. There's no actual threat there. So, what do we do? Well, we have a place of choice. We have choice in these moments in how we respond. We have choices as to whether we listen to those stories. We have choice how we respond to those stories. We have choice in how much credibility we give to those stories. We have choice. We can learn to see those stories for what they are. We're not stuck with them as they come to us. And we don't have to believe them. We can look at them and say, wow, that's a cute story, but that probably isn't true. That's something that's coming from inside me, and I can recognize that and let it move on. That way we can stop the runaway train in our head of, oh my gosh, they're doing this, they're doing that, this is going on. And this can happen in other areas of our lives. This can happen with coworkers, with our boss, with our spouse, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. We're constantly telling ourselves stories. Our brains are really good at it. I mean, really, really good at telling stories. But that also means that we're really good at running away. So the first thing to do is take a breath, slow down, and count to 10. Some of you may be familiar with the concept of box breathing. It can really help when you find yourself just on that runaway train and you need to get off. Usually can start with, and the numbers may vary, but the idea is 4-second breathe in, hold for 4 seconds, 4-second breathe out, hold for 4 seconds, repeat. The reason it's called box breathing is kind of looks like a box, right? So you have 4 seconds of breathing in, hold for 4 seconds, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 4 seconds, and intake, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Box. And if you focus on the breathing in the box, it takes your mind off the story and allows you to ask yourself the most important question when you find yourself in a story. How true is this? Is this really true? Or am I just telling myself something? How true is it that my child is off gallivanting around doing hard drugs and getting into trouble? Unless that's something that you've seen them do on the regular, it's probably not all that true. The best part is this choice means we get to rewrite the story or just reject it altogether. But we can rewrite what this thought in our head means. We can rewrite it to, oh, hey, I bet you his cell phone died. Let me give him 15 minutes. Let me try calling a friend and see if his friend knows where he's at. Not with the assumption that he's doing something wrong or she is doing something wrong, but with the assumption that she may be in trouble. She may just have forgotten her phone at a friend's house. She may have lost track of time. We can rewrite those stories and take action based upon the rewritten versions because we get to decide how we respond. We get to decide how we respond to that stimulus of the story. We get to decide what response is appropriate. When I say that, I don't mean appropriate for me. I mean, what's the appropriate response for my child? What does my child need? It's not about me, it's about them. What do they need? And how can I respond in a way that provides them with the safety, security, and the trust that they so desperately need? I know you're saying to yourself, yeah, but I've already done all that. I've already responded to the story. It's too late. And I'll let you in on a little secret. When you find yourself having been misattuned with your child, misattunement just meaning you're in an emotional state that's not commensurate with where they're at, you're just completely missing each other. Or if you've told yourself a story, responded to the story, and then you found out, yeah, crap, that wasn't true. The most important thing that you can do, even more important than the mistake of listening to the story, is how you repair that relationship with your child. I know it's scary and it's vulnerable to go to your child and say, son or daughter, I'm sorry. I responded to a story and I now know that that is wrong and I'm sorry. What can I do to make that up? Let them know that you're there. Let them know that it was all you. Let them know that you recognize that you were telling yourself a story and fell into that trap. Let them know that it's okay. And let them know you're going to do better next time. Repair that relationship. And then keep working on it. And I point that out because it may get discouraging at first, especially when you first start realizing how many of these stories you're telling yourself and how often it happens. And you may find yourself not catching any of them until after you've responded. It's okay. Nobody's perfect. We're all working on things. The best part is that yourself doing it in the moment, the more likely you are to catch it earlier. Because you're training your brain how to catch those responses. You're training your brain how to see the story before the story causes you to react. And the more you train yourself to catch that, you'll catch it earlier and earlier until you start seeing the story as it's coming up and you can point at it and go, I know you. You're a story. And how to deal with you. So you have to stick with it. You have to keep doing the inside work, the work on yourself that allows you to be able to see those stories for what they are. Inside work is something we're going to talk about a lot here. It's actually the secret nobody wants to talk about to being a good parent. And I have a video plan to do that later. But for right now, I feel like this is so important, I want to cover it because you're not a monster. You haven't ruined your child. As much as it may feel that way in the moment when you're angry and you're upset and you just yelled at your child, it's okay. Take a moment, calm down, take a few deep breaths, do some box breathing, and remember you're not a monster. You're doing the best with what you have. You haven't ruined your child. And now is when you actually have the most power because you get to repair. And you get to show them what it's like to repair a relationship when you've done something to harm that other person or that relationship. And now you have the power to choose differently. Take it. Take that power and use it. You gave up your power to the story. Now you've got it back. Take that power and utilize it. And sometimes it helps to talk to someone about your stories. Talk to someone, whether it be your spouse, your parent, your sibling, your best friend. Talk to someone about the stories that are coming up. They can help you work through, where is this story coming from? What in your past is bringing this up for you? And how can you better deal with it? And maybe take that opportunity when you find yourself and you're not sure if what you're thinking is a story or if it's true and you can't quite answer that question, how true is this? Get on the phone, text or call someone and chat with them about it. Get an outside opinion. If you want to go deeper into this topic, I'm available for coaching. We can partner together and really together and find out what kind of blocks and stories are you telling yourself that are getting in your way of improving yourself as a parent. We'll focus our efforts, we'll go deeper, we'll find those stories and blocks, and we'll rewrite them. Not so that you can be perfect, because we're never going to get there. So you can be better, so you can improve and be better tomorrow than you are today. So again, I want to remind you, keep your eyes open for stories. Recognize them when they come up. If you're feeling very emotional about something that's going on, you may want to stop and see, am I reacting to a story? Or is this really a threat that I need to respond to? When you see stories cropping up for you, stop them. See them in front of you, calm down and ask, how true is this? And then keep working on improving. Don't let the lack of perfection be the enemy of trying to improve. Don't let the fact that you messed up keep you from trying to take that step. Don't let the fact that you've already yelled at your child about a story you're telling yourself keep you from repairing the relationship, because the repair is so much more important. That's where the real power of parenting is. It's being vulnerable, doing the work to make the repair. So don't forget to join the Facebook group. That's where all of the future videos and my weekly stuff comes out. There's a link to the Facebook group in the description. Stay tuned for more videos like this, book reviews, longer deep dive videos, all of these coming out in the next few weeks. Attend the Sunday brunch in Leeds, which happen at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, live in the Facebook group. Currently, we're working on a class called, or a workshop called Being Authentically You, building on your core values. We did last week on Sunday, we did module 1. It's available as a replay. Just go to the group, go to my Facebook page, go to my LinkedIn, go to the YouTube page for Free Thought Parenting or Free Thought Coaching, and you'll find that replay there. This Sunday, again at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central Time US, we're going to be doing Module 2. It's going to be fantastic. I hope to see you all there. The event link and the description and the link to the Zoom are all available in the Facebook group. Again, there's a link to that Facebook group in the description. Thank you so much for watching. And again, don't worry about being perfect. Our goal is just to be better tomorrow than we were today. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Goodbye.